Hello friends, welcome to English in My Way with another episode of General Knowledge. Amongst all that's happening around the world, we happen to hear a great news about the launch of SpaceX's new spacecraft named Crew Dragon to the International Space Station that orbits above the Earth on May 30th, 2020. This was originally scheduled to happen on May 27, 2020, but was postponed just before 16 minutes and 23 seconds due to bad weather. So let's see what the mission of this launch is and why is it being hyped so much. Launching rocket might sound like a routine to some of you, but this is a giant leap to mankind and especially to America and even more specific to Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX. For those of you who don't know who Elon Musk is, he is the CEO of the Tesla, the cars that most people are so crazy about. I mentioned Tesla because it's easy to relate. And in my explanation, there could be a usage of few technical terms. So if you don't understand, I have explained at the end with that drawing, and I'm sure that will help you understand what this launch is all about. So now let's get on to the topic. Why is it a giant leap? For starters, this was the first spacecraft in nearly a decade that carried Americans from American soil. To be precise, from Kennedy Space Center in the state of Florida in America. And another important reason this is a giant leap is because this space vehicle is made by a private company, as I mentioned, SpaceX, that's owned by Elon Musk. And this with the support of NASA's Commercial Crew Development Program. Usually the spacecrafts are designed by NASA themselves, which is a government owned, and this is the first time a private company has produced a spacecraft. I'm sure you would have heard of NASA. The SpaceX has already launched a cargo spacecraft named SpaceX Dragon in 2012 that carries supplies for people in International Space Station. It's like any cargo on land that carries goods and supplies, but this cargo carries goods and supplies to space. Can you imagine what humans are capable of? They have amazing features added to Crew Dragon as compared to the Cargo Dragon, like the touchscreen system, nice chairs, and other many more cool features. Another important milestone they have achieved here is that this spacecraft has an automatic docking system to the International Space Station. That means with the help of sensors and cameras, the spacecraft can approach the International Space Station all by itself and dock in the International Space Station. As I mentioned above, it carried 2 human beings to the International Space Station in the Earth's orbit, and the 2 astronauts that traveled in it are Robert Benhan and Douglas Hurley, also called as Bob and Doug, and they have successfully reached the Earth's International Space Station ISS after 19 hours of voyage as of this recording. Doug and Bob also had driven the spaceship manually for a while to have the experience. It's like we drive a car, they drove the spaceship. Cool, right? They have been equipped to spend another 110 days, which is almost 4 months, in the International Space Station, where they will do test and do some research on Crew Dragon, and while returning, they will return back by boarding the same Crew Dragon to Earth and a parachute that will lower them and drop them into the Atlantic Ocean. And they will be recovered by Go Navigator recovery vessel, which is basically a ship. And yet there are no actual dates of when they will land. I actually witnessed the launch and had goosebumps when Doug said, "Let's light this candle" right before the liftoff, echoing the words used by Alan Shepard on America's first human spaceflight in 1961. Also, I witnessed Doug and Bob join other astronauts that are in the International Space Station, hugging and shaking hands, and it gave me chills. Like again, like what human beings are capable of. If everything goes as planned, now human beings can travel to space just like how we travel between two countries in an aeroplane. Wow, right? And SpaceX had promised that it would take humans on a space journey in 2021. Not too far, we are going on a space vacation. Get ready. This is a huge victory to America because they were at the mercy of Russia over the past decade to carry people to the International Space Station in their Soyuz capsule, which was designed by the Soviet Union in the 1960s. And Russia would charge them, you won't believe if I tell them, $86 million per seat. That's a lot of dough, right? To avoid the monopoly by Russia, NASA introduced this Commercial Crew Development Program and nominated SpaceX and another one, Boeing, to be part of this mission. And SpaceX won the race. Now, with this creation, NASA could be paying a much lesser price to a company that is all American, which is exactly what the American government wants. Boeing is still in the testing process and could be a potential competitor to SpaceX. So if you're having a hard time in understanding, let me explain to you with this drawing, okay? Please excuse me drawing, I'm not an artist. So this is the SpaceX. Just assume this is our, like, this is Earth, like where we are, Florida in US, this Kennedy Space Center. So this is the SpaceX Crew Dragon. It starts from here. So this is the Earth, just assume, and the Earth's orbit where the International Space Station is, it revolves in the orbit. So it just keeps moving around Earth like this. So what will happen is, now what happened actually is, SpaceX Crew, it took off from here, and it reached the International Space Station. And the scientists, the two Bob and Doug, have joined this International Space Station, and they are here. So docking means what? Like I said, it has an automatic docking system, which means now it will go, and with the help of sensors and cameras, what the SpaceX Crew Dragon will do is it will go and attach to the International Space Station by itself without anybody's help, with the help of camera and sensor. And they will live here in this International Space Station for about 4 months, and they will do all the research about this, and then they will return back. And returning back, they will take the same path, and they will into the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. So this is basically the idea of the mission of SpaceX Crew Dragon. I hope I made it clear, and I did a lot of research in order to put it in an easy way to understand. I hope you benefited out of this video. If you did, please hit the sub, like, and bell button, and please hit the bell icon so that you will receive my updates immediately. And remember, our channel is all about inspiring people to be confident. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.